Hi everyone, welcome to Unapologetically Mum. So today I want to talk about preparing for a meeting. So a care assessment, a mental health capacity assessment, a meeting with a social worker, with housing, with whoever it might be, financial assessment meeting, whoever it might be. If you're anything like me, those meetings might feel a bit like I don't know, for me it's a bit like this. It's a bit like they're people in authority and society programmed me to like be scared of that. And so I always go in with a bit of nervousness. I kind of like feel a massive sense of responsibility. I feel on edge. I feel on a back foot because I feel that they come knowing the system, knowing the stuff, knowing their plan, and I come, as mum or as a representative or support or advocate. And so I feel like on a professional back foot in a way. And I feel like, and then I'm there like with an emotional investment as well, whereas sometimes you can be in a room full of professionals where they might know each other. They come from a completely different world and position, and they have jargon. So it's a strange position, and you're there purely you're there with the person, to represent them fully, and so it can be really tricky. And so there's tips and things that I've found along the way that have helped me. They might not help you, but I thought I'd share them today, in case they do help you. I think it's really important to remember that you don't have to be perfect to be effective. Now, I get stressed because I think, I need to know this, I need to know that. I don't know all the things, and they'll railroad me, and they'll convince me of things or agree to things that I don't really want to agree with. And so I think it's really important to sort of like own that, and that be okay in the space that you're in. You actually are not the professional. You're the mum, you're the relative, you're the advocate, you're the emotional person, you're the person there solely for the person that you're representing. You don't need to have all the answers, but it's important that you leave space for yourself to ask questions and just hold on to the truth. And one of the tricks is to ask them if you don't know, or if they're saying, oh, we can't do that, we don't do that, that's not our policy, that's not how we do things, which I hear all the time. And I might know that that's not true, or I might not. So I might say to them, which is a really good thing to get them on a bit of a back foot, and for you to just sort of hold your ground, is to say, can you show me where it says that in your policy? Can you show me where? Can you tell me where you know that to be true, and show me the evidence of that? Or is that something that's a Northumberland policy, or insert your county council here, or is it something that's in the Care Act? And I know you maybe don't have the reference here, but would you be able to send that to me of where it actually says that? And so then they're the ones that have got to go and research. They're the ones that have got to come up with the answer, and that kind of evens the playing field a little bit. So that's one tip, is asking them when they're telling you what their policy is, or that you can't have that, or that's not allowed, you can't do that, is to ask where does it say that? Show me where it says that, or can you send that to me? And be in no rush to make the decision in that moment. oh, I'll wait till you come back to me on that, or I'll wait till I've researched that a little bit and just make sure I understand it a bit more. And, you know, you don't have to have everything cinched up in that 1 hour meeting. You know, we can give yourself time, you know, give yourself time. You know, you're allowed to pause and give yourself time. You can slow the pace down. You know, they want to be in and out. They generally give you an hour, you know, and they want to go fast, and they're like, right, yeah, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and it's like this, and it's like this, and it's like this, and it's like this. And like, you just like feel a bit like, you know, kind of come at. And, you know, and actually, if that's not long enough, they'll have to come back. They'll have to come back. You need more time. The person you're advocating probably needs more time. They definitely will need more time to process, to think about the things that is being said to them, for you to explain things. You know, they will need more time. So just slow the pace down. You know, it's your meeting. It's for the person that you're advocating for. It's their meeting. It's their life. It's their care plan. It's their assessment, and it goes at their pace, not at a pace that suits a social worker. If they've got to come back, they've got to come back. You know, come back another day. You know, you might get upset. They might get upset, and you can't continue. And so you dictate the time. The next thing is, and it's a really big, you know, it's not about being liked, you being liked. You know, everybody wants to be liked. Well, I don't know whether everyone wants to be liked. I want to be liked. I want people to like me. I don't like it when people don't like me. I feel uncomfortable. And so a really big thing for me to remember in these meetings is I'm not there to be their friend. I'm not there for them to like me. I'm not there for them to get on with me. I'm not there for them to think anything about me, really. You know, and it's important for me to remind myself what my role is, and that it's okay for them not to like me. In fact, it's probably best that they don't like me. You know, I will be polite, I'll be courteous, but like, I don't need you to like me. It's about clarity. It's about advocacy. It's about, you know, we're not asking for favours. We're not like trying to like collude. We're just sticking to the point of being the advocate, of being the mum, of being the person that has been with this person probably, you know, all of their life. If you are the mum, then like, you know, you're the continuous thread. You know, you're the expert on your person. So it's about letting go of winning them over and trying to get them to like you. The other thing is to humanize these meetings. You know, they come and they see lots of people, maybe in a day, in a week, in a year, month, you know, in their career, and they can get a little bit, I don't know what the word is, but like it just becomes, it's their job at the end of the day. And I'm not saying they don't care, but they have jobs to do, and they can get a bit like tick boxy and a bit like, you know, and but this is your life. It is their life, but it's not their life, it's their job, and they can leave their job. We can't leave our lives, you know. And so it's about just bringing that humanity into the room and saying, you know, we're real people with real problems, with real feelings, and today I feel like this, and tomorrow I might feel like this. And, you know, being overwhelmed, and I've been overwhelmed in lots of meetings where, you know, I just have cried, or my voice shakes, or, you know, and it's okay. And it's giving yourself permission. You know, maybe it's not okay for them to do that because they're at work in a professional capacity, but they're generally in our homes or in the person that you're advocating in their home. They're in your life, your home. You're having to deal with this day in, day out. You're not a bloody robot. And so remembering that and allowing yourself to, be with whatever feeling and emotion that comes up in that day. And so they're the mind shifts that, to just let yourself be you, and then just give yourself permission to just be who you are in that moment, and remember that they're coming into your world and your life, and there's nothing unprofessional about you or your life or your person's life. So another really good thing that I got taught by an advocate that was helping us was, if somebody's asking to calm, can we just calm? Can we talk about this? I had an example of where I had the draft care plan and we weren't happy with it. I wrote a very extensive letter about why we weren't happy with it, what needed to go in there, what we felt was the things that we were asking for were needed to meet the care needs, and were valid things. And they wanted to come. Really, I think they wanted to come and convince us to not have the things that, my daughter wanted, to not have that, to have something else because that might work better, and to, just have a chat about it all. And, I didn't feel that was necessary. I had said all the things in the letter. And so I asked this person that wanted to come out, exactly what did they want to come out? Exactly what questions were they going to ask? And it was not about and so it was for them to say exactly what they were going to come and ask, so that, we could be prepared. I could prepare myself. I could prepare my daughter with the questions, so that we're not blindsided by things when they turn up, because we don't know what they want. They're coming into our home. What do you want? What do you want? And it's reasonable to ask them, what do you want? And what exactly are you going to be asking? And make sure then that on that day that they come and they ask those things and nothing else. You can't ask anything else because you didn't give us time to prepare to answer anything else. You can't sneak a little question in. You can't sneak anything else in. We can't veer off onto another topic because you've said you want to come and ask about these things. And that is that was just such a... In fact, what happened was I wrote to the person that wanted to come and I said, exactly what is it that you want to ask? Can you write down all the things that you want to know and you want to ask? And actually what ended up happening was they didn't come, because they said, well, we just want to, talk things through. Exactly what do you want to talk through? And so by this process, it was well, we want to talk about, maybe there's something else that your daughter wants to do. Well, no, she wants to do this thing, go to this day centre that she's been going, that meets the needs of the care plan. She wants to, and that she's chosen. She wants to do that. She's not really interested in changing her mind. And so then they didn't end up coming, and what ended up happening was they approved the things in the care plan. And so it can avoid unnecessary contact, unnecessary meetings, unnecessary power dynamics. And also when you've got things in emails, in writing and things like that, you can have evidence for things. And so really getting them to pinpoint and ask, what do you want? What do you want to talk about? And to be clear that, okay, you can come to ask these specific things. It's my daughter's home, or if it's your home, and you've got a right to say, actually, no, I don't want you in my home. So, you know, the night before, I would say the morning or the night before, you know, write down some of the key things that you want to get across. Just before they turn up, ground yourself, breathe, acknowledge that you may be nervous and that's okay. Ask somebody to come with you. You know, can your partner be present? If you feel that that is useful, they don't need to say anything, but they might just be there to balance. You know, I've had it where I've had like 4 or 5 professionals in a room, and then me and my daughter, and that feels out of balance. And so I've asked other people to be there, and they don't need to be there to do anything. They just need to be there. They just need to be there. And that just like brings a little bit of balance into the room.